Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in this video I want to show y'all how I did this to my face. All of the materials used, like all the tools and stuff, will be down in the video description below, and let's do this. I'm going to try to have it like time-lapsed a little bit, and I might be talking through it, I don't know yet. But let's get started. Okay, so I'm just pinning my hair back out of the way. I'm using ultra basic grease paint from like the Walmart Halloween section. And I'm using a foundation brush that I just got specifically for this to put it on. And then I was like, uh-oh, I gotta cover up my eyebrows, and I didn't have any glue sticks. So I used liquid latex, and this is the first time I've ever done this. I've never messed with liquid latex before. So I was just kind of layering it on. I didn't really let it dry enough in between layers, and I didn't really think ahead about how it would feel to pull liquid latex off of my eyebrows. So there's that. Continuing on, after the latex is dried, you can see it dried almost like kind of clear. Yeah, just going ahead and layering on some more of that grease paint, getting it up over my ears, and you know, really for being $2.98, $3.98 maybe for the whole palette, this could be worse. I actually prefer the grease paint that I'm using here to the bottle of water-based cream paint that I had used in one of my other experiments with face painting, and just really trying to build up a good base layer. Sorry, it's strange to see myself without eyebrows. I did want to go ahead and pull some down onto my neck and chest, and I feel like it's a big challenge for me to get good solid coverage. I'm using most of my fixing powder to try to get, or a setting powder, to try to get this all, you know, from being ultra smudgy. I'm going in with some brown now, accentuating my cheekbones and just filling in kind of that whole part of my jaw to try to give myself a little bit more of a muzzle look. And then I'm going around through, and I have an exceptionally high forehead compared to most of the people in my life. So I'm blending out much darker up into the my high temples and my hairline, trying to kind of, you know, fill that area in. Normally I would have glued horns or something on, but I really, like, this was my third time experimenting with face painting ever. And I was just having fun and kind of going with the flow of it and seeing what was happening. I'm putting on some more white. I think I was experimenting with water-based paint. I don't know. The water-based paint does not seem to want to layer well over the grease paint. Again, something that logically makes sense, but that, you know, I didn't really realize until hindsight. It's like, oh yeah, science and stuff. So now I'm going through and I'm just using, I showed you that nude palette of eyeshadow, and I'm just using that to kind of blend and contour and darken and lighten. Not lighten so much, but definitely darken in. And I have one of those cheapo, like, wax crayons for, like, grease crayons from, again, Walmart in the Halloween section. Like, I think everything that I'm doing here, all of the stuff I got from Walmart. Like, every single little bit, except for, like, maybe one kind of eyeshadow. But even then, you could just replace that with a different color. Experimenting a little bit with filling in my nose differently. Didn't really know what I was thinking of it, but again, you don't know until you try. And then to be able to gauge where I wanted to do the lines coming off of my mouth, I went ahead and just smiled just enough that I got like my first set of dimples, and then drew the line out to there, putting in some cute little spirals, just kind of drawing in light details with this wax crayon, or a grease crayon rather. And I decided I do not like it. Something that's very nice about the grease paint is that was a dry makeup remover sheet. And I was able to just kind of wipe it right off. So I'm going in with more white, filling in where I had removed the darker paint, lightening up my forehead just a little bit. Wanted to blend that out some more. Brightening my cheekbones, and just, I don't know, I was having fun with the layers. Randy was watching Sing in the background, so I had a lot of good music to dance to. Sorry, my allergies have kicked in hardcore today, so And now I'm going through, I'm using my angled, like, kind of eyeliner brush. I don't know, maybe just an angled brush. I really need to learn the names of these things to darken in with the darkest color on my nude palette, which is kind of like a very charcoal black. Experimenting and deciding I didn't really like it. Yeah, I don't really like that line coming down from my nose to my lip, so I went ahead and blended that out. And I feel like a lot of this that works for my facial structure might not be perfect for your facial structure. So if you're following along doing this face up with me, then we can, you can test out and see what things you really liked, what things you didn't like, and tailor it to your facial structure. Really like those spirals on the cheeks though. And I'm coming through now and just kind of blending in, adding touches of color here and there with like a coppery red a little bit. Because I do have a very red complexion, so a little bit of that. Trying to do that thing where like they highlight on the corners. Now this was the Mica, M-I-C-A Beauty Cosmetics, excuse me, eyeshadow. And I just kind of blended down. I wanted to add just a little bit of like a gold, yellowy sunshine gold tone. It was really difficult to try to layer stuff up over the latex, to try to, because that latex, anytime that I moved, it would wrinkle, which was not good for the texture. Darkening in the back corners of my eyes with a darker brown eyeshadow. I tried layering on a white cream, kind of worked a little bit. I had to be careful that the layers of cream makeup, if I tried to build up too much cream on top of the previous layer, it would actually start to just remove itself. So I had to be really careful to not pull that makeup off, because it was so easy to smear and smudge. Decided to add it in just a few dots on that what is it, my jugular vein maybe? The muscles right there. Darkening in my nose some more, cleaning off my brush because I just stuck it up my nose, and then getting my lip. Darkening in those eyes a little bit more. And here I'm actually just using a watercoloring paintbrush for applying those lines, and I really liked it. Blending out just a little bit. I really like blending. It's fun. Doing some very subtle dots across the tops of my cheekbones. And now here I get to start battling with false lashes. I've been having a lot of problems lately with the long-term wear of my lashes. They keep coming off like towards the center of my eye, like towards my tear duct. And I don't know if it's just that I'm not using enough glue or what. Like I think I need to go through and clean all my lashes really well. But so I kind of overkilled it on the glue and was like, all right, you're gonna stay. Fortunately that glue did dry pretty nicely, and they stayed on, until I took them off. And there will be links down below, I think I already mentioned this, but for all the different tools and materials that I'm using here, all the different pigments and props. Yep, just waiting for the eyes to dry, wiggling around, looking at myself. This was the first time I had done this version of this face up, so I was very, very excited to kind of see how I looked with much higher eyebrows. Doing a little dance, do a little mascara. And now I'm using a liquid eyeliner by, I think, not Avalon, I don't know who's it by. Promptly putting the mirror directly in the way. And then in an effort to hide the texture of the latex that I did over my eyebrows, dots, love dots. And I usually actually swapped this. I usually do my eyebrows and then dots above my eyebrows, and I really liked the eyebrows with the dots underneath them. Whiting out my bottom lip even more. Adding just a little bit of texture, like color difference underneath my eyes. It's the magic happens in the details. I say that so much. And then I was experimenting to see maybe if I whited it back out, and I was like, no, I like it better like this. And now it is time for elf ears. just use some spirit gum. These are the ears that I usually wear in the booth. They're by Eridani Studios. They're cast from latex, really durable, high quality ears, but they're painted to match my normal skin tone. So I'm looking around here for my foundation brush that I just found and putting just a touch of the white grease paint on top of these ears. And I'm recording the voiceover for this a couple days after doing this face up, and the paint didn't bother the ears at all, so that was a really good thing. Going ahead, just pinning my hair up. Nice thing about grease paint is it actually got my sideburns to stick down and behave in a way that they never have. Like, they actually stuck to the side of my face. So normally those stick like way directly out on the sides. So there we go. Okay, so ta-da! But I got my ears from Eridani Studios. Links down below. They make the best prosthetic elf ears ever. Like, literally, like, I've had this pair for like 3 years, and I've painted them and repainted them all sorts of different colors, you know, to get them to match what's going on. And check it, though. You can take them, boing, right back to how they go. They're super lightweight. They go on with just spirit gum. It's the easiest stuff ever. So, I highly recommend you get them from Eridani's. These are their large anime elf ears. They have a bunch of different designs, though, and I hope to feature more of their designs in our future videos, because I mean, they've got something for everything, whether you want to be a Vulcan or whether you want to be a merfolk, or just, you know, what strikes your fancy that day. Now, I've been practicing more. For those of y'all who follow me, you know, I've been practicing a lot lately, like for 3 days, doing, like, I don't know, I don't want to call it FX makeup because it's not really, you know, like blood and gore, and I used a little bit of liquid latex to cover my eyebrows, and I didn't know how well that would work, but I don't have any glue sticks, but I had a quart of liquid latex, so just use what's on hand, and I'm not 100% pleased with it, but it's my first time doing this, so I'd love to hear what y'all would recommend doing, for, you know, other than glue sticks. Sorry, I was so excited, you guys. But yeah, so this is my 3rd day of messing around with like fantasy face paint kind of stuff, and I'm thoroughly addicted. I feel like it's probably gonna take maybe my cosplay to another level, because you know those magic happens in those details. So, and this is a whole lot of detail to add into a piece. Now, all of the stuff that I used was pretty much basic grease paint, like from Walmart, which is fine, but the only thing, and I want to show you guys, like, I've already gotten some pictures and everything, but you can already see how much it's rubbing off onto my bottom lip, which I don't really like that. Like, even using most of my setting powder, there's this grease paint, like, check it. It just smears horribly. So the links that I put down in the video description are what I would like to use. So they're the things that I would recommend, but you can totally also just go to Walmart and get, for like $4, a cheapo kit and just practice experimenting with your own facial structure, because I find that that's, for me, the hardest part was figuring out, well, you know, how much of my cheekbones do I want to do? You know, how much do I with my mouth? And it's just, the more we experiment, the more we'll learn. And I'm so excited to start another adventure with you guys in branching off into another realm of craftiness. And I also think I'm gonna, a big part of the reason why I'm doing this as well is so that I can take pictures and then use those pictures to draw pictures and water paint them. And because someone made like just an offhand comment, they were like, on one of my Facebook posts, they're like, I bet Yvonne could imagine up her whole fairy fantasy world. And I'm like, oh, I want to. So that's what I'm doing in my life now. Thanks, person from the internet who inspired me again. Speaking of which, y'all inspire me every day. So thank you so much for everyone who comments and sends me messages, and for all the, I'm glad to get to share the things that I enjoy with you guys, and I really love hearing your thoughts and everything. So I'm dying. Excuse me, I think I still had a bug outside though, probably. If you guys have any questions, comments, or ideas, or suggestions, or requests that you would like to see, knock them down below in the comment area. If you would like to share pictures of what you've done, like if you do your face, like following along with one of my tutorials, and want to share pictures of it, or if you make something based off of one of my tutorials, or all sorts of different stuff, tag me on Instagram, pin it on my wall, like all that social media stuff that we're all so good at. I'm not good at it. Go ahead and hit me up on Facebook and Instagram. Those are down in the video description below. And last but not least, if y'all enjoy my work and you would like to support the creation of more of it, please check me out on Patreon. We do all kinds of exclusive stuff over there, from behind the scene pictures to giveaways, the Home for the Gnomeless Fairy House giveaways that we do, all sorts of stuff. We also do monthly craft crates is another thing that we do. Lots of stuff. We're just juggling. So, but thank you guys so much. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go take a bath. Bye, and happy crafting and happy cosplaying, everybody.